What if I told you there's a man that made millions of people care about the Lydian mode? This is Rick Beato, music producer and educator who seemingly became the internet's favorite music theory uncle. He's known for breaking down your favorite bands, making you feel guilty for not practicing scales, and having no problem shaming the Spotify chart.
Jeez, come on! For real? Oh, let's go to the same chords again.
And this has proven incredibly successful. He has almost 5 million subscribers. So what makes Rick Beato so great? Rick isn't just a guy with opinions filming himself. He's put in his 10,000 hours working as a producer, songwriter, engineer, and even professor. Before the fame, Rick Beato was already decades deep in music, as he played in bands while also studying music, focusing on classical and jazz. And one of those bands was Billionaire, who signed to Republic Records, which was a huge accomplishment, but the band didn't really go anywhere. But Rick eventually discovered his sharpest tool. He had an ear for what a song was missing. And this knack, coming from his experience as a professor and producer, gave him a unique advantage that would make him unknowingly dangerous. Because Rick doesn't just understand music, he knows how to explain it so others can understand it like him. No matter the subject, he makes even the most advanced ideas feel accessible. He puts theory into practical context without it ever feeling like a lecture. Another thing that makes Rick so great is his series called What Makes This Song Great, launched in 2017, which quickly became his first real strike of gold. And the concept was simple. Take a song people already love and show them why it works by stripping it down and explaining how every element clicked. The first song he did was All the Small Things by Blink-182, followed by names like Steely Dan, Rage Against the Machine, Radiohead, The Police, all artists whose songs were packed with feeling. But why those songs felt that way, that was something most listeners had never tapped into.
So over the top of that, we have the guitar lead. Along with the pick drags, but let's solo the guitar so you can hear what it sounds like. It's double track.
And that's why Rick became the go-to musical architect that could analyze any song with brutal honesty and zero ego, all while doing it in a way that made you feel invited and addicted. So I just touched on his brutal honesty, and that's a major contributor to his success. Rick isn't afraid to say what he thinks. Whether he's reacting to the Spotify Top 10 or guitar riffs, he does it in a way that's fair.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, when I hear that, like, it's interesting, this kind of weird screaming vocal there. To me, that's not that pleasant kind of screechy vocal thing there. I mean, it's so weird, right? I don't know.
If something sounds lazy, he'll call it out and explain why. If something is brilliant, he'll break it down and discuss how it works. Rick's opinion can be controversial, but he's just not looking to agree with everyone, and that philosophy has been a big part to his success. So interviews are another reason for Rick's success, as he's interviewed some of the biggest names in music. Think Hans Zimmer, Rick Rubin, Sting, and the list goes on. But what's really inspiring is that he didn't start at the top, he built his way there, one interview at a time. And his approach is a great blueprint. Just start by interviewing people who are maybe lesser known but still have great stories, and use every interview as a stepping stone to the next. And let's be honest, Rick simply asks great questions.
What of your scores do you feel pushed you out of your comfort zone the most? Or do you feel like every score you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone?
It's really a question for Alejandro, because it's like, he being my assistant, he never gets to go home. And he gets to suffer because I'm always out of the comfort zone, and it's killing me. But it's good, It's like, because here's the problem. I'm having a conversation with the director right at the beginning, and I come up with an idea, and I tell him what the idea is. So now I have to make good on this.
So the final ingredient to Rick's greatness is that he uploads every week, sometimes even multiple times, resulting in 1.7 thousand videos over a decade. And the amazing thing is that his content is always packed with substance and depth. He not only shows up, but he shows up prepared. And that kind of long-term consistency is what allowed him to become a trusted figure in an industry that has zero patience. He simply chases craft, not just virality, which is why each video gets hundreds of thousands of views within days of posting. And given his age, he's proven he's not stuck in the past either. Rick can break down a classic hit, then turn around and explain the quirks of AI-generated music, all without sounding out of place.
She took her favorite horse on the beach, where she couldn't hear her phone, so out of reach. Sad little girl.
I'm walking in the hall with my phone again, and Layla says, "Why are you listening to AI?" I was like, "What? How do you know that that's AI?" She's like, "Are you kidding me? You can't hear that? The echo in the voice?" It's like, what? There's no echo in the voice. She just has a weird sound. I said, "What is it?" And then I go over to Dylan and I ask him. He's like, "Oh my God, that is so fake." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And I play it again.
Sad little girl, you closed all the doors, and now her favorite song just never comes on.
Rick Beato didn't blow up from following trends. He spent nearly a decade building his audience slowly and on his own terms. He's earned trust by being himself and becoming the person that knows what he's talking about while being unafraid to say it. And the message is clear. Rick knows music and he makes you want to know it too. And that's what makes Rick Beato so great.